we explained to you this morning when you put your system after the grid or wherever you put, then you connect it to your MaGrav box, then it goes through the house. You can put a second auxiliary unit into the system that you can increase the power to go to kilowatts, 5, 7 kilowatts. We tested something and the test is correct. We came to assumption yesterday, the day before. There is a possibility to increase or to hide the AC in so many ways from the view of the system. That the system does not see the AC as a load, resistive load. And the way came up with an idea, tested yesterday, tested this morning, and is correct to be done, is now we've developed a miniature coil. The coil you made with 180 and 80, 160 and 80 to make one plate. If you use a slightly thinner gauge or even the same gauge and make it to a smaller unit, that becomes like the adapter. It's more or less is the size. You can use 16 gauge. This is what is used. Now we can produce a system like this that you add your heater, the resistive heater to it, and you can connect into the auxiliary or anywhere in the house. And what we see in such a rapid way, another maybe 20% reduction in resistivity. So if you put 2 of it, most probably we see 40%. So the system, your MaGrav power unit, this way does not see the heaters as a resistive load. We think we have solved the problem, and it looks to be 99% correct. So what you do, if this is your heater, you can add a small unit inside your heater, and you put one on the plug, most probably reduced by under 40%, and what you will get already long term, the system does not see as such a heavy resistance. What is, for example, 2000, you will see it in the process of the whole thing, and from the back, something like 400 to 600. So this is the step we told you. The minute we discover something, it can be done. And I was explaining it to you yesterday. We might do a system this small. This now, we immediately go to design by early next week. So we can buy adapters to be able to use for loads. Maybe in a house you need 4 or 5 of them. And wherever you have a heater, then the system is 2000 maximum. Now you reduce it. You can have 3 to 2 kilowatts or 4 2 kilowatt units in the circuit. This is a change. It's the same way, the same as before. You still have to let the system grow, but with these adapters, we'll most probably within next week or so, we'll see a prototype. You created the same double coil, but very small, and you can add to it. And so instead of the 2 kilowatt with cascading, if with the cascading, this is what is important. With the cascading, we have tested 5.2 kilowatts roughly. Now, with being able to cut in the cascading, if what we think is correct to be done, now, in fact, you can go automatically to 10 to 12 kilowatts. because the system does not see 5.2. The system sees something between 3.8 to 4.2 kilowatts. This is how the system will go. If you put a second adapter to it, then you go around, let's say, 3 kilowatts, what is seen by the system. But if you look at it on this side, your 5.2 goes up by another 2.8 kilowatts, which means more or less you're sitting around 9-10 kilowatt load.